Hey everybody, Scott Breland with the House to Home Kentucky Group at Keller Williams. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to a great weekend. This week, instead of our normal weekly neighborhood market update, I wanted to talk to you about the CARES Act mortgage forbearance program, mortgage forbearance in general, and what that means for homeowners. So the CARES Act was started when we were shut down due to COVID, when people were struggling to make their payments because they weren't working. We didn't want a whole bunch of foreclosures, so the government came up with the CARES Act. And what it is for homeowners with government-backed mortgages that are having trouble making their payments due to COVID. And what it allows for right now is 180 days of forbearance. So that's 6 months. Now that can be renewed for an additional 180 days for a total of 1 year of forbearance. Now the lender is not allowed to add any penalties, fees, or additional interest during that time period, but your regular interest will accrue over the forbearance period. Now, the reason I'm making the video is because what happens after the forbearance period. Now, I've heard a couple of shocking stories, so I just want to make everybody aware. So imagine you've requested assistance from your loan servicer and you've gotten that 6 months forbearance. So that's great. You have 6 months where you're not making your mortgage payments. Hopefully your financial situation improves after that 6 months. But then when the forbearance period is over, you get this $9,000 something mortgage payment bill. And what they've done is they've taken the paused payments for that 6 months plus the payment that's due, and they've created a lump sum, and it's all due at once. So that's something that you need to be aware of if you're considering a forbearance. Make sure you know what's going to happen at the end of the forbearance period, because the lump sum, it kind of defeats the purpose of asking for assistance. And for most people, that would put them in more hot water than what they were originally. If you're considering a forbearance, educate yourself, make sure you get everything in writing, confirm the details of your forbearance agreement with your loan servicer. The most important thing, as I mentioned, is to know what happens after the forbearance period, how that money will be repaid. And a couple of options, depending on who your loan servicer is. As I mentioned, the lump sum, which really is not beneficial in my opinion, to take the paused payments plus the payment that's due after the forbearance period, lump it all together and make that payment due at that time. Not really beneficial to most people. The other option that may be out there, depending on your loan servicer, is to take the paused payments, divide it by 12, which is a 1 year period, and add that to your regular mortgage payment. So you're paying extra each month for 1 year to make up for that 6 month forbearance period, which may be an option depending on how your financial situation has changed during that 6 month period. But for me, the most beneficial and the one that makes the most sense, if it's available from your loan servicer, is to take that paused 6 month period and add it to the end of your loan. So if you're at the beginning of the forbearance, if you're 25 years into a 30-year mortgage, at the end of the forbearance, you would have 25 years and 6 months. So they would just take those payments, put it at the end. So you would be paying on your mortgage for 6 extra months, but you would have that break during the pandemic, hopefully to improve your financial situation. To me, that's the most beneficial and makes the most sense. But if you are in a situation where you're struggling to make your payments, contact your loan servicer immediately. Find out what options are out there for you. And always be careful who you share your information with. During pandemics and things like that, there's always scammers out there. So be careful, protect yourself, know who you're talking to before you give your information out. So I hope this video helped answer some questions. Maybe it raised more questions than it answered, but that's okay, because now you're aware of the situation. You know what questions to ask. And if there's anything in the world I can do for you, just leave a message here on the video. Give me a call, shoot me a text, 502-727-8573. Always happy to help you out in any way that I can. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.